Hey everybody, today I'm doing a landing page feedback video for flagsio.com. It's going to be an interesting one because this is a product that not many people use, especially in the indie hackers community, because feature management is something that you usually use when you're a larger company. Now, let's analyze this page. It's a one page with a bunch of things in the footer and no other footer page, no extra sub pages. So I will be analyzing the start of this website, and I will go from the top to the bottom, obviously, almost like as you would read a website. So, feature management on any scale. This is your header, your H1, and then you have a small H2 here, and then immediately you have a call to action. The first thing I notice is that your call to action says get early access. I have a feeling that when people say get early access, it means that the platform doesn't exist yet, or it's being built, or you're working on it. You're not sure. You're maybe just trying to validate this idea. So usually I would not put a get early access button that early into the hero, and the hero is basically this part of your page. I wouldn't do this because I still, I'm not sold on whatever you're building, right? So analyzing H1, feature management on any scale, okay, cool, but so what? What are you trying to sell me? Are you trying to help me solve some problems? I feel like this is not powerful enough to hook me as a header, and I think you can definitely create something here as a more powerful sentence to put as a header, as an H1. As an H2, you say release new features faster, safer, as soon as you develop them. I think you're missing a dot here or something. No more rolling back of deployments to turn off defective features. So from your H2, I can analyze that, the problem that you're trying to solve is people that create defective features by mistake, right? That end up in production usually have to roll back their changes. And I work at that kind of scale, enterprise level software engineer during the day, and yes, we've had multiple times where we had to roll back deployments because of bugs that we introduced into the code. So this is definitely a problem in enterprise, and that's what makes me think that your product is more aimed at a B2B kind of audience. So thinking as a B2B person, you need to provide things like, what people call like white papers or case studies. You need to have like videos, and more especially, you need to have like faces, a lot of faces of people, right? That's how enterprise companies sell software. Is they've people faces, managers from other companies, engineers, people from Twitter, people from LinkedIn, all people that have these issues that you want to go out and talk to before building a product that can tell you more about what their issues are, their problems, right? You need to understand what the problems are for engineering teams that have to roll back deployments. And the solution might be feature management, but you need to prove to people like me that this is the winner, right? So if you had like a podium, you could have like rolling back here, rolling back, and then the winner could be feature management, right, with a flag. And then the third option is I don't know, something else that I can't think of now. So that is definitely something that you have to consider when you start creating your landing page. Okay, so now that I've done this introduction part, let's go and jump into this second section here. Match your features instantly without deployments. So this is not a problem, right? Like I wouldn't pay money to manage features instantly without deployments. What I would pay money for is a fail-safe to quickly be able to roll back bugs introduced into deployment. So it's important that the text that you put into your first section hits the nail on the head, right? Like, so the problem that you're trying to solve. And I feel like you can definitely improve on the text by just like digging more into the problem and how engineers and companies deal with this. So there's a lot of frameworks that you can use to like find out root causes of problems and all these kind of things. I suggest you do some research because it's really going to help you in creating a successful copy for your landing page. The next thing I would say is that, once I hit this area, there's a lot of text and there's a screenshot of what I assume is what your product looks like. And at this point, I am like, okay, so is this what it's gonna look like? I have a million questions. And the next thing that happens is you're hitting me with like features, right? So at this point, instead of hitting me with features, because I look at this and I'm like, question mark, it's like, is this gonna work on-prem? Is this cloud? Is this, hybrid or whatever? How does it work? Can I play with it? There's a million things that I can think of as a person who might be interested into buying this. But instead, what happens is that you hit me with features, real-time feature flags, and you're not linking them into the interface. So you could rework this to like show you into the interface. Remember, we're talking B2B enterprise software here. You want to show me exactly how you do all of this. And another thing you can do is you can create subpages where you have like little call to actions where you explain in more details, each one of these features, how does it work and why it's important. So, clicking on this link, it would take me to some other page where I can explore more about the features. But let's not forget that the issue here is still like understanding why I need your software rather than the features of your software. I like that you have this little button here. It's animated, but I still think it's too early for me to drop you my email address. These 3 simple steps. I've been reading this, and I like it's animated and all, but I don't think this is part of your landing page. This should be part of your onboarding, right? I can't even fit that on, but yeah. So this, 3 simple steps. This is what you do when you onboard people. Once they paid or they want to do a trial of your software. That's how you explain to them, like, right, you're gonna first create a new feature flag, then you're gonna deploy your feature behind, the flag system, and finally you're gonna be able to release it. And yes, that is simple, right? When you like see it on a high level, but I don't think someone who has landed on your landing page needs to know about these 3 simple steps because they either don't know what feature management means, or 2, they already know, and therefore they're very familiar with this because every other platform that does this does the exact same thing. So you can save you some time and get rid of all these and move them to a better section, maybe onboarding, etc. Then you hit me with another section here. Build better product faster. Platform built for any sizes, design on high performance, test your features in productions. So these are like side features of your product, right? You're saying, hey, this can work for you. And when you say that, by the way, this sometimes is very counterproductive because you say, right, so if this is for all sizes, is it for me? People question, right? They ask themselves, I'm a 25 engineers team. Is this okay for me, or is this too big or too small? Since you can't even test the software at this point because you haven't built it, I assume you haven't built it, then yeah, designed for high performance and security. Again, very superficial title. Sure, I would only expect you to build something for security, and then test your features in production. That's literally the whole point of using feature flags, is that you can switch on and off in production. But guess what? It's not only in production. It could be in your dev, in your staging, right? You don't have to just use it in production. These are more benefits, and you have way too many of these. A lot of text. The problem is like it's not so much this and the images, but more rather this. A lot of text. I would do the same thing. I would have buttons here everywhere, and I would say read more, read more, and you can like create content that explains exactly why these are benefits or features or whatever. Finally, you hit me with another call to action. I think, you need to give me something called a lead magnet. That could be an ebook about feature flag, could be an article, it could be a series of emails where you tell me more about feature flags if I'm not familiar with them. And then I would definitely give you an email because you've placed, some like kind of reward at the end of giving you my email. And then another thing I'm not really happy with, if I were just browsing your website, is I don't know anything about you. Who are you? Who's behind this product? Sure, there's a Twitter and LinkedIn, but like, why don't you have an about page and a certain like company registration and all these kind of things? You're dealing with enterprise, and enterprise have a million things to like reinforce the fact that they're doing software for other enterprises, right? So things even like testimonials you have none. So there's definitely a lot of work you can put in this. Um, Hopefully, this has helped you understand more about how I would design and develop your landing page. And if you think that was worth watching this 11 minutes video, please consider subscribing. And thank you for watching.